In today's episode, we're exploring an abandoned California town that was left forgotten all the way back in 1992, after it was found that jet fuel, as well as other things such as radiation, had left this town contaminated as a Superfund site. Just 2 hours away from Los Angeles in 1941, the town began with a United States flying school to train pilots during World War II. But with the war getting out of hand very quickly, it was turned into a full-blown Air Force base. To preserve metal, the buildings would soon be built with wood and other temporary materials meant to last the rest of the war. It soon became its own self-sufficient town, with things like housing, schools, activity centers, and more. It was large enough to fit hundreds, if not thousands, of personnel, but training ceased after Germany's surrender, and the base soon began to decay rapidly. But in 1950, another war began, the Korean War. The buildings were remodeled and the base was soon named as George Air Force Base, after General Harold H. George, who perished in a plane crash that same year. The base would soon continue to be used in the Cold War and other military operations until 1992, when it closed for good under Bill Clinton. The land was returned to the public, and much of it became a logistics center. The airport was mostly used to fly cargo planes in. Years went by, and as the homes began to decay, so did many of the personnel that worked there. It was found that many of the families had developed cancers from all of the toxic materials used to build the homes and in the base. Today, the site is considered toxic, full of things such as asbestos, lead, and radiation. Well, folks, we're at more of the active side here, and we have these office buildings. Let's take a look inside this building. It looks kind of cool. You know, it's crazy, but at the same time, I'm not too surprised. I don't think anyone would be in here. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but you never know. So surprisingly, we actually have maybe some documents. I don't see anything. Yeah, we got some computers and furniture. Oh, we do have documents. Wow. So, I'm sure there's nothing super confidential here, but military documents, right? It says personal information, primary duties, performance feedback. So, that was for, it looks like somebody probably being recruited. There's a couple things here. The climate at George Air Force Base is arid, which is typical of the Mojave Desert. Look at that. That's pretty cool. They got some personal files left behind here. Like I said, I don't think it's anything real confidential. So, wow, look at that. This says 1985. So this looks like it's for a plane or some kind of vehicle. Oil and grease. Oh, this is kind of neat. So we got a basement here. Look at that. It's probably not flooded because it's the desert. I didn't know there were basements. You know, a lot of places out here. We'll see what we can find here. Oh, this is creepy. It's all quiet down here. Here we have your typical office. Really cool how it's underground. What is this? This looks like some kind of main room. We got slots or something. I don't know what these would be for. Oh, yeah. So it looks like big office space. Must have been a huge thing of glass here. Yeah, you can see that's been destroyed, whatever that was. Don't know what this was. Definitely yeah, there we go. Looks like there would have been microphones here, so this was a conference room of some sort. All right, we're gonna go upstairs now. These buildings are like all destroyed, so I'm gonna try to show you guys the really cool parts. I hate going to buildings that people have ruined. Okay, cool. We're gonna climb the roof. Take a look at this. We're gonna climb the roof. Oh yeah, guys, this is sick. Look at that. So here, yeah, you can see the warehouses, and here's all the planes in the distance. So this is like kind of partly active. It's just these are the buildings they don't need to use anymore. To be honest, folks, I don't think anybody really cares. Want to get down from here, though. Yeah, take a look at that. Where is he? There's a guy down there. Right there. Maybe you can see him. I don't think we have time even for this. We're gonna keep going out here. This is where all the abandoned stuff is, over on this side. All right, so here we're at the residential kind of apartment looking buildings. So cool. Reason I love these mass abandonments, even if they're really destroyed, it just feels like I'm in a movie. It's pretty wild. So it looks like this was like a hotel or something. But if you're curious in what's in the room, this is pretty much what every room looks like. Just mattresses. I wonder if there's like homeless people around here. You got this factory looking building. So this kind of looks like it powered the facility or facilities around here. Not much to look at as usual. So we got another building here. I don't know what it is. Oh, they do have security here. Let's see what they say, eh? Maybe they'll come over and my video will be done. Yep, he's coming over. Alrighty. How we doing? Doing all right. What are the parameters of this place? I assume you're security for it. I appreciate it.
All right.
I'll be careful.
Okay.
Have a good one. Well, you heard it here first. Dangerous inside these things. He thought I was maybe homeless. I don't know. That was pretty interesting. I'm not really afraid of asbestos though. I'll do him a solid. I won't really mess with this place too much. I'll take a peek inside. How about? So I'm just curious, and they've been doing cleanup here. So this is just gutted. That building back there said Family Support Center. It's really refreshing to go to a place where you don't really have to worry about anybody bothering you or going to jail. Everything I go to is so high intensity, so you can really just kind of get out and explore, like really pay attention to the details. You know, when you're scared, it's hard, you miss a lot of details when filming, let me tell you. We got some other stuff here we're gonna take a look at. Oh, this is a movie theater. Okay, this might be interesting. Look at that, guys. That's a movie theater. You can see the abandoned housing in the background, so we're gonna get to that. But this could be cool. A movie theater. So they had this movie theater here at the military base. And I'm still kind of by here for anybody curious. I'm just kind of on the other side. Look at that though. It's all just abandoned. Super curious on what this movie theater is looking like. You can see right here. So this would have been where the movies, the posters would have been. And look at that. They used a bulldozer to shove everything here. So you can't even really get in there. Well, obviously I'm going to. Wasteland, guys. So, okay. So this was the ticket booth. Holy cow. There's an entire tree that's been shoved into this building. Hello? Anybody here? Yeah, look at that. That's really creative what they did there to block this off. But here we go, guys, the movie theater. You can just imagine, you know, all the guys on the base. They would have been just having a good time here. You know, on the weekends, it's probably what you would have done. Yeah. This would have been full of people, I could imagine. I think that's pretty cool. Just all the memories that would have happened here. The tiles are actually pretty intact. It is the desert, so there's really no mold out here. Oh man, I hope that's not the only exit, but it might be. Look at that hole in the ceiling. Don't want to climb on the ceiling here. And, oh wait, maybe this wasn't a theater. Maybe it was a stage. And somebody set fire to this. Obviously, this is what happens when people know about abandoned buildings. They set fire. So the stage would have kind of been out more. So this was a stage, not a movie theater. Or maybe a movie theater and a stage. Maybe they had plays here. But here we go, guys. Look at the size of this. It's a pretty dang big theater. Well, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to film a video. I need to go to the airport. Sucks, I know. Maybe we'll come back. I think I'll definitely be back in LA, so we're gonna continue this later on. Came here last year. I was in the middle of filming when I realized I had to fly right back out of LAX, so we're back here a second time because I want to film everything. I thought the first thing, which would be pretty cool, would be the movie theater. So there you can see the faded sign right there. Pardon me if the wind's pretty bad, if you can't hear me. It's gonna be dark in here. I don't know why they did this because this is all open anyways. You can just see how bad all the graffiti is here and everything. So I mean, back in the day, all these seats were probably full because there was hundreds of people that lived here. Definitely over 1,000 people. Maybe I'll pull up the exact amount of people that lived here, but I mean, this would have been packed at the time. Now it's just abandoned. They got that kind of drop ceiling here. The ceiling's actually been in pretty good shape compared to other places. So I've been all sorts of abandoned military towns. There was one that was in Puerto Rico, very similar to this one actually. The one in Puerto Rico I think was bigger, but there's a pretty interesting difference between like a tropical climate and a desert climate for how things decay. There was the same exact movie theater in Puerto Rico. It was completely like destroyed, smelled bad and stuff, moldy everywhere. This is in somewhat better shape, although you could see people have like burnt this down. So a lot more people have been here than the one I went to in Puerto Rico. But someone set fire to this building. And not much has really been done about it. I mean, they're never going to rebuild this town, like ever. The ceiling's collapsed a little bit, from the rain, it looks like, but not too much rain up here. So here's the view of all the seats, just to kind of show you the size. I decided to use this camera because I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to be walking around a lot, so this is a lot less shaky than my other camera I usually use. But yeah, every single seat pretty much graffitied. I wonder if there's like a back rooms here. No, there is, but there's nothing in there. I mean, imagine like going here and you come back like 20, 30 years later and this is what it looks like. Pretty crazy. Look at that. So there's all sorts of abandoned buildings here. Pretty wild. There's someone driving over there. Probably another explorer or something. There's stairs?
Yeah.
Oh, that probably goes to the projector room.
Oh, you can see through it.
Yeah.
To the thing. I thought it was a mirror for a second. I feel really dumb.
Yeah, I wonder what this could have been. Maybe executive suite for a movie theater. Yeah, this was definitely the projector room.
Yep.
If you look through, get kind of a bird's eye view of everything. That's the roof, which might collapse.
I know. I'm not planning on.
So here were some apartments based on what it looks like. And I know this here is a community center. Pretty barren out here. You can see the roads aren't in that bad a shape for sitting like 30 years. Not much rain to wash much stuff away. But here's one of the apartment complexes. There's also government buildings over there. Now it's actually kind of interesting. There's stuff in here. Like bed frames and stuff. They threw all this stuff out, it looks like. People vandalizing stuff. There's even mattresses. And tumbleweeds as well. So this was full of stuff. Perhaps they even maybe rented it out after the base closed and then left it. But yeah, this would have been cool when it first went abandoned, I think.
So that it would be like an apartment?
Honestly, I'm probably not going to explore these apartments too much, just because they get pretty repetitive. There's this like building next to this, like a smaller building, maybe like for everybody here. But this is what we'll see inside. Lots of tumbleweeds. Lots of tumbleweeds. Yeah, maybe this was for like people trying to find a place to stay. They'd come here and talk to people to rent apartments. Maybe this was like one of those buildings, you know. Yeah, these are pretty cool. It's something you see in the movies. I sure don't see these often.
I've seen people sell them on Etsy.
They sell tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
We're coming up on this, I believe to be a community center building. I wonder if this was all part of like a parking lot or not. It looks like it was. So if you look at the roof there, there's like parts of it ripped up. So they definitely did like some sort of military training here. I see that a lot, or firefighter training. You guys will see it inside more. But they'll rip the ceiling off to, you know, prepare for fires and stuff like that. Maybe they burn this out, I don't know. But that's why there's holes here. But we don't have much in here, just fiberglass, but I assume that this was some sort of community center.
This was like a daycare.
Oh.
Money on it.
Yep, that's what it must have been. That makes a lot more sense. So, I mean, there's graffiti, but you can see a little bit of what used to be here. Little kids' paintings. So when the military people went to work, they would have their kids watched here. We got a couple desks. Not much else left, though. I'm not expecting much. These must have been little rooms for the kids, I guess. Yeah, it's gonna be empty, though. I wonder how long ago they boarded this up before they started realizing it's useless. Over here, many more apartment buildings. I doubt there'll be anything too unique over here, but we can drive through here. I mean, this place is really big. So you can see over here they built warehouses here. Oh, this road's probably gonna drop. Well, anyways, yeah, they got warehouses built here because the air base itself, the actual airport, is still in use, and they're shipping in cargo through here. That's why these buildings are existing, and they're probably shipping it to Los Angeles and stuff like that. Meanwhile, these buildings just sit here. This is kind of like the main kind of town area, it looks like. We'll check a look. We'll check out a couple of these buildings here. There are some government buildings up here I wanted to look at. Anyways, up here, we're gonna check out this building. Well, it turns out, yeah, they completely gutted this building. Yeah, so last time I was here, this building wasn't gutted, so I think what they're doing, they're probably moving the warehouses across the street. They're probably gonna build something over there. Hey, I mean, nothing's over here anyway, so pretty, not too bad. There's this other kind of office building, though, we should take a look at. So out over there, you can't really see it too much, but there's the traffic control tower. I wonder how it's gonna be like flying the drone up here, but there's this like abandoned office. I wonder what year this was built, to be honest. I wonder when all these buildings came up. You know, a lot of stuff came up during World War II, but this looks more modern. Every window here is broken, though. Whatever could be thrown out was thrown out. Whatever could have been stolen has been stolen. So this, whatever this says, it was this room. Retiree affairs. Not much left in here though, just a couple desks. So honestly, I don't tend to do these really destroyed buildings for good reason. I mean, there's nothing really interesting to point out, but you guys really seem to like the abandoned towns and stuff like that. And this is one of them. I mean, just the sheer size of this, I think, is pretty interesting in itself. And you could still kind of see, you know, what life once was like here. I mean, they had a bunch of functioning buildings at a time for every single thing. Here's one of the elevator shafts. Whole desk in there. Maybe they were in the middle of moving things out. But here's the stairway. This is where I wanted to go. I want to go climb the roof. Well, this would be it. Maybe that's up to the very top. Maybe. There we go. Probably a lot sturdier up here than the other buildings. But you could see quite a bit more from here. There's so many houses back there as well. Look at all those apartments. Pretty crazy that this is all just open like this. It's honestly a rare sight in America. Everything's usually really locked down. That was an elevator shaft. Goes all the way down, eh? Check that out. This must have been for some big stuff, I think. Probably like carrying HVAC units up here or something. So actually next to this office, there's like 2 more buildings. I'm kind of curious on what they were used for here. This one's in the middle of the whole town, at least the town center. This building is actually still in use by the looks of it. We got the AC working here, so we're not gonna mess with it. But looks like some sort of communications building. Yeah, it is open over there. But I don't like that the power's on versus the rest of this clapped out town. What could have this been? It's pretty cool with the trees all dead around it and everything. They probably watered everything here at one point. Everything might have been green. No telling what this is yet. This almost looks like some sort of school or something. Any guesses?
I have no idea yet.
Maybe a church. All that's left is little steps. That's how we're gonna tell what this place used to be, because everything's destroyed.
Like a table where like I don't think there was glass, so they weren't selling anything. But, you know, we're getting closer.
I give up on this place. I think this was a family support center up here. I think that's what it said. No telling what we'll find in here. I don't think there's much we'll see in here either. Tumbleweeds. Here was something. Oh, this might have been a little shop here, I think. Probably had shelves. No, maybe this wasn't a shop. This says door call. Looks like a control room. That's the word I was thinking. Yeah, no idea. Oh, here on the walls though, it says Commander Ops Officer.
This is probably like an office.
I didn't notice this last year, but they do have an active church here. This might have been here since the base is opening. Pretty neat to see. There's a couple buildings still being reused. And here we have the actual town, or the houses. Now this is new. They've fenced off a couple housing projects here, a couple neighborhoods. Don't know if it's going to be demolished or not, or why it's fenced up all of a sudden. Here's the neighborhood that's abandoned. There's a couple of them. Pretty surreal sight. This is what happens when a town is completely like unwatched, unattended to. Like anybody can go here and do anything pretty much. Graffiti and destruction just everywhere you look. The scale of this though is big. I'll fly up the drone and show you guys, or maybe at the introduction. But right ahead there, you see an abandoned school. Now I believe it's a high school. We are now pulling up to the high school. This place actually is pretty big. About 3 stories right there. It's interesting to see the it's like sidewalks here look like they were newly paved, but I mean, I don't know what the desert climate really does to stuff. This could be really old for all I know. Or maybe this closed later. But it's a pretty unique style. I've never seen that on a school. This place is pretty large and pretty tacked up. Look at this, guys. That's a lot. No doors, anything you could break is broken, pretty much. Because this is the one building everyone's going to, you know. There's even a downstairs, which is pretty cool. It'll be interesting to check out. I mean, there's literally no doors. I could feel like a whole breeze in here. That's how like open this building is. Whatever it could be taken was. These must have been like classrooms. Oh yeah, and they even played paintball here, as you can see. Imagine what this used to look like. I'm really curious to see like the before photos. The architecture is actually kind of cool. Here we have like elevators. And everyone's throwing everything down there. Look at how much stuff is down there. On this side, you can see the tumbleweeds. It's almost up to my feet here. I mean, look at this. Unbelievable destruction. All we can really do is see like the shells of any cool rooms. I kind of want to take a look at the basement.
Did you fall through, like, for real?
No. No, this is gonna be dark. There's just one room here. I guess, yeah, I forgot my flashlight in the car. It's kind of cool how it goes up though. And like I said, this is kind of a big building. Really interesting how it goes like underground a bit. Not much to see, as usual. We're not going to see much in this whole town. I mean, just the buildings, really, though. You can see there was caution tape at one point. I don't know who put that up there. Probably the city or whoever's managing this place. But it was a long time ago because someone cut the railings here. You could just fall right down if it was nighttime. I mean, think about how many kids, maybe graduated through this place. How many people lived in this town, all these houses. I mean, imagine coming back here. That must be crazy. There's really nothing left anymore. Just the structures. Imagine that. Your whole town that you grew up in looks like this.